And we're back with weirdo who knows what's going on situation. It's going to be awesome. Ray, your goal is within sight.
Yes. So we're going to I'm going to gather the stuff up and start heading toward my goal. Wasted too much time.
Does anybody have any encouraging words in this situation?
That's true. Nobody explained that the dragon is on the mountain, so Hera has no idea. She's just kind of along for the ride for the moment.
Do we know this is where the dragon is?
Yep.
Everybody knows. Hera just can't remember.
That is not her fault.
We will save your sister, Hera. I swear it by the 9 ways. Ray. Ray, I mean.
No, I got it.
Graf's just gonna get his stuff together and start walking with everybody.
Okay, so Hera is going to look to one of her compatriots. Is Florence still in wolf form?
It's up to him.
I'll take that as yes. So she's going to look to Graf, who is an elf, right?
Correct.
Okay. She's going to look to Graf and ask him, what do your elven eyes see?
That ass.
I regret that I asked.
I kind of just want to let that go now.
That's canon now.
Fine with that.
Sexually harassing a woman who just turned a rampaging troll into a frog.
Yeah, makes things interesting.
Well, you know what his nump stat was.
Not sure what you're referring to, but perhaps we should be on.
So, forward, I guess?
You guys can spend probably a couple of hours into the night, set up camp in some little clearing and kind of, just do adventurer stuff. There is an actual camp move. Let me see if I want to use it, because
Did we ever come upon the donkey that Graf was referring to?
nope, it's a mysterious donkey. If anybody has enough XP to level up, they can level up, but I don't think you guys do because you haven't failed hardly.
Well, we did fail a little bit.
Yeah, you sure did.
But not
I
enough.
have a feeling I'm not going to level up a whole lot.
That's fine. Start failing, and then you'll have that taken care of for you.
Ray, what do you know of the beast that has taken your sister?
I want to use my charisma on things.
All I know is the beast wants her for her power, the same power that our friend Hera apparently has.
Can it sense the power?
That's what the dragon's powers are. But I would guess, possibly.
Then we are
For an
taking a
ancient
great
lost
risk.
and forbidden magic, there sure is a lot of it about.
I've
I
only
know
seen
you-
2 people do this magic. Hera and my sister.
I know you do not technically have fingers in this situation, but you should realize that 2 is not that many.
2 out of 5? 6?
I believe you were still in wolf form, therefore
Mhm.
have pulse.
Arf, arf. Full.
No, we
I
decided
could
screw it.
talk.
Fantasy world, you can talk, but
Oh, okay.
but we were just assuming that you were in wolf form, so that you were still.
Ruh-roh, Scooby. Hey, ruh-roh, Shaggy.
33% is pretty big.
Hex is going to ask, how long ago did the monster take your sister?
Two fortnights.
So how long have we been traveling?
Well, once we located where the beast is, been traveling probably for the last week, give or take. Does it matter? Our goal is in sight.
Yeah, let's go there.
And I don't really care
So,
about forbidden magic. I care about saving my sister. It doesn't matter what kind of forbidden magic is afoot.
You did say there should be gold, though, right?
If the tales are true of dragons' hordes.
Like, that's why I'm here. So let's go.
Okay, she's going to look over at Hex is going to go look over at Graf. Is gold all you care about? Is that the only thing that motivates you for this? Why, what if they were to come to capture me? What if this was an epidemic? Gold should not be the motivating factor. That should not be what decides us, what drives us. We need to do what is right. We need to help and save those that we can.
Do you have gold?
Hey Hex.
Here's
Hex, do you want to
Yes.
have? Do you want to have gold?
that is a good question.
Because if you don't got gold, dragon could have you.
If I have to slay the Pervik before us to prevent the dragon from taking you, I will happily do it.
Hex is going to look at him and go, the only gold that matters is that which was within your heart. Or Hera is going to look at him and say that.
Oh, I must protest, because if I had gold in my heart, I would be dead.
But it
Yes,
seems
you
you
would.
do have in your heart.
Because that old charred husk of yours would not survive such things.
Meh.
Considering his lifestyle, I estimate him to die in a few months.
She said she was clean.
Don't they all?
That's unlikely.
I know I shouldn't. Is he showing any telltale signs of like some horrible illness?
Whenever he goes off to pee against a tree, do you just hear horrible wailing?
Ugh.
That's the horn. I swear.
That's why he keeps it with him. I'm not sure what you're trying to do here, Hex. You don't really have a way to,
I know one way you could give him an STD.
No.
or find out if he has one.
Just like, okay, you know how like some diseases might have like signs like, you know, something horrible, like for example, is he particularly like, you know, pale, like clammy, you know, thin and sickly looking?
Do you
That
have
might indicate something.
do you have some
or-
kind of medicine skill or medical knowledge or disease-based knowledge, or really
in
sure if any of that stuff
pain?
applies in this world?
Has he been scratching excessively?
Here's another question. Would you like to give him a disease?
Yes.
You just threw that option up there, and now you make me almost want to. Oh,
We all
You
want to give
definitely
Dante a
should.
disease,
Yes.
but would Hex want to?
Not Dante, Graf.
Same difference.
Oh man.
Again, I know a good way you could give him an STD.
Oh.
Only take like 5-6 minutes tops.
Let's be
Tops.
honest here.
So, hey, I'm a fan of foreplay.
This is also a fantasy world, so
I got a
I
few
don't know.
fantasies.
uh,
I
Or-
don't know what this is trying to do. I think Dante's drunk.
it would be appropriate given everything else. Um,
Whoops. I rolled that wrong. I
1,
got
2, 3. You want to go ahead and roll your fading resist again, and we'll see what shakes loose from that.
You are going to kill your character to give me a disease. I
Yeah,
love it. Let's do it.
and I'm surprised that
Best
Hex is that
possible.
spiteful.
Yes and no. She's not giving anything horrible, and she's not necessarily giving him, I guess, anything quote untreatable necessarily.
Is there fantasy penicillin?
Maybe.
I just want to see a crit glitch on this fade resist roll.
There is, but I chose not to take it with me in my.
Okay, so Hera, if you want to go ahead and take 2 points of damage.
Oh.
And
So-
sometime throughout the course of the night, or the next day in your travels, when Graf goes to water the bushes, it'll burn a little bit.
Think of what you just did to all the women.
Oh. None yet.
You know,
Better hope the dragon gets them.
Hex, if you want to roll a new character, there are way easier ways to go about it.
But not nearly so fun.
Don't make me choke on the water.
The water.
Hex dies in the middle of this forest, just about to reach the goal, repeatedly giving Dante a disease.
Yeah. So I got good news and bad news here. If someone wants to go ahead and roll plus their wisdom as they are on watch in the middle of the night,
I'll do that.
thank you, Graf, for jumping on that grenade. Good news! You may mark experience.
I did take chaotic.
The other good news is when you make camp and you wake from at least a few uninterrupted hours of sleep, you heal damage equal to half your max HPs. So that will probably heal Hera back up. That's thumbs up, right?
Damn it.
That is very thumbs up.
Um,
She was getting beat up pretty bad. Those monsters are dangerous, I tell you.
Monsters didn't do anything to her.
Those monsters are dangerous, I tell you.
It was the rock and a couple spells.
so
You said up to half the HP?
yeah, so like if you have 20 HPs, you heal 10 HPs.
Okay, so I heal 11, I guess?
Yeah, it'll probably take you to full.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think
it did. I'm just saying,
Sure.
just for reference.
The twin beasts of poor decision making and poor impulse control.
Right.
I mean, that's what defines Hex, right?
So on a miss, whatever lurks outside the campfire's light has the drop on you.
That sounds pretty cool.
Ray, did the dragon have any minions or did it work on its own?
Oh no, it has tons of and goblins and ogres, all of them.
Wonderful.
Tons of minions.
Tons.
Oh, and there's rumor he's got an owlbear.
An owlbear.
Alvin.
Mhm.
Hooray.
One of my
Yeah, man.
favorites. A chicken bear?
No, owlbear.
Owlbear.
Slightly different. Okay then. This is going to be terrible. So Graf, as you're on your turn at watch, the light glow of the campfire is kind of matched by the light glow of your halfling pipe leaf. So you're just kind of relaxing. And then you're going to notice a light glow around the edge of your camp. and then a second one, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and a little bit of the eye shine of animals in the woods catching a reflection off of a fire. As it looks like it's got to be like 20, 30 little goblins are coming out of the shadows around you as they light up their own sources of fire. They're brandishing weapons. They're kind of surrounding you and taking a stock of the situation. You're going to look over your shoulder and you can see that there's an owlbear with a goblin riding it that has a giant headdress on. What do you do?
I'm gonna hold out my plate leaf towards them.
Okay. Are you going to say anything, or are you just going to be like,
Nah, just offering it to them.
We're gonna die. We picked the wrong watchman.
you're not going to die?
Caw! Do it.
So one of the goblins, they're going to kind of like, "Rrr?" And they're going to look from you up to the guy on the owlbear with the headdress, and he will nod, and the goblin will be like, okay, and he'll kind of, little shuffle over on his squat little feet, and he's going to take the pipe leaf from you, and then waddle back over to the chieftain guy and give it to him. He's going to put it in his mouth like a, what kind of pipe do you have? Is it like one of those Sherlock Holmes big curly Q pipes? Is it a long stick pipe like one of those cigarettes? Or do you just roll fat J's?
Yeah, probably that one.
Okay,
Let's spend too much time doing other things.
sure.
Thick as his thumb.
The goblin in the headdress on the owlbear is going to take this fat J and just... He's going to hold it, and he's going to exhale it up into the air and say something in a language you don't understand. And all the rest of them are going to start advancing on your group, and they're going to have like ropes and things. Everybody else is asleep.
We didn't wake up from the call, the danger call.
I did.
No, that wasn't Graf.
That wasn't me.
That was Graf to do it.
No, I'll blare out something big and exciting and
What is it?
cautionary on my horn. I don't.
Oh, on the
know.
horn. Okay.
Yes.
The rest of you are awakened by the cacophony of that goddamn horn.
What?
You see some
The
very
butt.
confused goblins looking around you with weapons and rope and such brandished.
Do I see the owlbear?
After a moment, yeah. As your eyes adjust
Is
to the
that-
light.
Is that the sort of thing that is native to the Great Forest or the Sapphire Isles?
Sure.
I'm gonna turn into one.
Okay. What is everybody else doing while he rolls those dice?
Harrier gets
Shit.
up from his meditation, his lotus position, snaps up to his feet, and readies his spear and shield.
Okay. Well, we'll see about readying that spear and shield in just a second. Man, Florian. Guess what?
You turn into a stuffed version.
Either that or a owl with a bear's snout, but like one of those small barn owls.
The good news is you get to mark XP.
Hooray!
The bad news is that you turn into an owlbear, but it's like backwards.
Teacup owl bear.
You're like owl-sized, but like a bear with little flappy wings that can't really lift you because kind of like a bumblebee where the lift power to weight ratio is all wrong. You do get like a hold, and you get the move of fly clumsily. So you can fly. It's just not great.
Am I adorable?
Um, what's your charisma?
8.
You're not that adorable, but
Polly shouldn't be.
um, you're gonna go to pick up your spear, and a goblin foot is gonna stomp down on like the end of it, and he's got like a shank. It's not even a knife or a dagger; it's a shank, and they're all kind of closing in around you guys, and they're making motions to take you captive.
Harrier is going to uppercut this fool
Okay.
with an open palm, just right under the chin.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything while he throws a punch?
Pull sword out and ready to defend.
Okay.
What is plus 1d4 forward to damage? Is
Uh,
that buffing somebody else?
yeah, that would be buffing somebody else so that when they roll damage, they roll their damage and an additional d4.
I will do that to Harrier.
Okay. So the first thing you guys are all going to need to do, with the exception of the guy that's punching, is going to roll to defy danger through. Pull it up again real quick. Through quick thinking plus intelligence.
Fuck.
Ooh, that.
Ah,
might
fuck, I don't
actually
get any
be
XP on that.
Hey, intelligence is good for us so far.
Yeah.
Well, it is a fantasy world.
Exactly.
I am a genius.
And if Harrier wants to roll his punching, he can go ahead and roll plus strength.
Sure.
Nicely done. You want to go ahead and roll your d10 for your damage so we can describe this scene in its entirety. Not as great as it could have been.
As long as I can get my spear.
It's true. You will be able to at least get him to step off of your spear.
Step off.
Yeah.
Do I get to buff his damage for that?
No, because this is all kind of at the same time. You
Okay.
haven't, and I believe you also rolled a 7. So you stumble, hesitate, or flinch.
Okay.
I can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or a ugly choice. So Graf was trying to start a song.
Yep.
Um. Do you have any ideas for things that would make this situation worse for you? A worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice?
Could have a coughing fit, but probably not.
That could work because you were just smoking
Yep.
your leaf. So you will be able to start playing your Vesuvula, but it's going to be less effective. Like, you have a bonus from your charisma, right?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, go ahead and that'll be at -2 when you get to that. Florian is fine. Ray is fine. And Hera, what were you going to try and do as your self-defense maneuver in this situation surrounded by goblins?
Probably try and back up behind somebody with a shield, but maybe potentially instead of backing up behind them, she kind of trips, maybe on another rock, similar to her being clumsy earlier.
I like it. So you're going to back up to try and get into a more safe position, even though you are completely surrounded by goblins. Tripping, and let me see. They're either going to descend upon you to begin tying you up, or I kind of want to put somebody else in the spot here.
Can I move to intercept them and defend her?
Not really, because this is the result of Harris' failed roll.
Okay.
So
I think Graf should be on the spot.
okay, so they're going to descend upon one of you and begin to try and restrain you guys. It can either be yourself, Hera, or you can put it on Graf.
No, I've given Graf his own punishment for now.
Okay. All right, so the scene plays out as Harry goes to grab his spear. Goblin steps on it. He says, "Fuck that!" Uppercut. Goblin takes a step backwards as everybody else is like, "Oh, this is getting real." Ray draws his weapon. Florian, well, he's kind of cute, but in like that ugly kind of cute. Meanwhile,
Like a Sharpay.
Graf gets out like a Sharpay. Gets out a strain like, and Hera is knocked backwards onto her butt once again, and a handful of goblins are going to dive on top of her and begin ropes and, like in the cartoons, you know, arms are flailing, ropes are flailing, some of her scrolls are flailing. What do you guys want to do?
How many goblins to a handful?
Let's go with 5. 5 goblins to a handful sounds all right.
Can I turn into a bull?
You can try. So with a 7 on
Okay.
wisdom, you turn into a large bull. Is this
Better
a
than I know.
is this a native of the Isles or the forest? Do you think?
The Isles, I believe.
Okay. So you turn into this large bull, wide horns. You generate a hold, so hang on to that, and you're going to get to move 2 moves in this case, actually. Run down, trample under a hoof. So you can spend a hold to do that. What is everybody else doing?
What's the owl bear goblin combo doing?
They seem to be kind of like, you know, charge forth, and they're yelling something in a language you don't understand.
Okay, so they're just sitting back and shouting out orders.
Yeah, this has just been like, shit has hit the fan.
Okay. Harrier is going to charge forward, use the owlbear's head as a stepping stone, and thrust his spear into the goblin chieftain's chest.
I love everything about it. Let's see some dice.
And this will be +1.
Yep. Is that included or is
So that's 10. I don't know how to include that.
that? No, it's in there, I think.
I mean, this is. Oh no, wait. That would be damage, so it's 9.
Okay. So on a 9 with a hack and slash, you deal your damage, but the enemy makes an attack against you. Go ahead and roll your damage. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
+1.
Okay. So your
2 damage.
your spear is going to barely like get this guy. You know, less center of chest, more off his shoulder. He will get to make an attack against you. The owlbear is going to kind of like shift as you step on it, you know, going down, and then it kind of comes back up, throwing you off of it, and then it's going to come down with one of these giant ferocious paws and just kind of pound it right on the center of your chest. You can go ahead and take 6 damage minus your armor.
Okay. So 3 damage.
You are tough.
Yeah.
Dante's gonna kind of dance away from whoever's advancing towards him, or not Dante, Graf.
Bunch of goblins.
Yep, he's just gonna dance away from them. His own specific flare of evasion, and blare some kind of battle, whatever, on his horn, and buff Florian's damage.
Go ahead.
You know, I could really use the buff. You've seen what I've been rolling.
Which is why I'm giving it to someone who might do something.
I can at least hit, alright?
So on my character sheet, was Scarred meant to be checked off? Because that's the
No,
difference
that's
between.
that seems
you.
like an accident.
Okay. So
So,
it'll
like,
just be
if Metallica is a healing song, then, like, is Kenny G your battle tune?
I was thinking Seven Nation Army, maybe the opening bass line.
You could do that on Vuvuzela.
Probably true.
I was thinking maybe Epic Sax Man.
Good news.
Yep.
You may mark XP. Bad news. You lift the horn to your lips and you get ready. You're like, and you're shaken from making a tune because you hear a more thunderous sound than you could hope to make with your stolen horn.
Oh.
Everybody's going to hear it, and the ground is going to kind of shake a little bit, and you can see just off in the distance a little bit, there's a large flying thing coming at you.
Gojira!
Oh,
Mothra, actually.
Ah, he has the annoying twins.
What does anybody do in this situation? Because everybody, including the goblins, are kind of like, oh.
Can I use charming and open to ask it a question?
The dragon?
Yeah, I'm just being stupid.
That's fine.
Hey, girl.
Can I take
Um,
advantage of the goblins being distracted to attack?
Absolutely. How would
Thank
you
you.
like to attack them?
Sword?
All right, do it. Roll some sword.
That's strength, right?
That is strength.
Oh, shit.
Good news! You get to mark XP. You guys are going to love this
Thank
at the
you.
end if you survive. Not that it matters for most of you, but
It really seems like it's more likely to fail than succeed on rolls.
it depends. It's like 50% because like a 1 to a 6 is a failure and a 7 to a 12 is a success. It may be a success at a cost, but it's still a success. And for most of the things you're good at, you've got at least a +1, so your scale isn't 1 to 12, it's 2 to 13.
Hmm.
Or
Maybe-
actually, technically, it would be 3 to 13, so it's really only on things that you're good at, a snake eyes, a 1 and a 2, and a 2 and a 2 that you're kind of risking failure. Because
If we survive this, maybe we should just like pack up the whole adventuring thing. Doesn't seem to be our forte.
maybe.
How much time do I have to spend in contemplation of an animal spirit before I may add its species to those I can assume using shapeshifting?
I'm going to go ahead and assume it's not combat. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, I can't just give you the stink eye in combat and then be like, yes.
I don't know. I feel like that's reasonable.
So, Ray, you're going to swing at this goblin. It's going to... Less that it moves out of the way, and more that, like, 2 or 3 of them, it's hard to tell. They have tiny hands that are kind of grabbing, and maybe feels like a foot on the back of your knee kind of pushes you down. The rest of you guys, you have your wits come back about you as you see Ray is being kind of swarmed by goblins and drop to her knees.
I'm currently under the owl bear's paw, right?
You can be. It can like hit you and then raise up to go and smash you again. You are strong. You could push it off of you.
I am going to jam my spear into the, I guess where the soft part underneath the jaw would be to try and get it into its brain.
Nice. Go ahead and roll your hack and slash. So on a 9, good news. You're able to hit it. Go ahead and roll your damage. If only you had an extra d4.
+1.
Nicely
So
done.
10.
So you sink your spear deep into the squishy parts. Not quite enough to like get the brain. It's kind of hard to get purchase from underneath this thing, and it's like the goblin is going to jump off the back of this thing. Your spear's like stuck in there. You're like, ugh. And it's going to kind of like leap onto your chest and begin using this cudgel to just kind of bash you in the face with that. So if you want to go ahead and take 5 points of damage minus your armor.
Okay. Can I just grab it by the scruff of its neck and just like toss it away?
You could, but you're still taking your damage.
Okay. I mean, I just took it.
Okay.
So I can see this happening.
Absolutely. And he is probably at this
Um,
point lifting up this goblin chieftain by its neck with his left hand. His right hand's got the spear impaled in the owlbear.
Oh, okay, so he's got this. Clearly.
I don't know.
Um,
That's up to you. Do you think your characters have been in a similar situation where he has had to this?
He's
would
pretty
it be,
strong.
Goblins are cowardly, so like, would it be a?
Who was it that had some goblins surrounding them?
Ray was just
Okay.
tackled to the ground by goblins.
And Hera was getting tied up by them. So
Yep.
like, would it be a charisma roll for Hera to scream, "The dragon's going to kill us all, untie us and fight, you fools"? Like, try and convince the goblins that like they're you're going to die.
You should just magic them onto your side.
Yeah, I mean, you've used such trivial. You've used it on such trivial things.
Your character sheet is trying to convince you to cheat, so fucking cheat, damn it.
Yeah, give them all STDs and then tell them you'll cure them if they fight the dragon.
Now there's an idea.
That's mainly what technomancers do.
Yes, that is exactly what that's why everyone hates them and they're terrorists.
That is true. So,
It's bad for the toasters as well, if you think about it.
are you going to try and cheat, or should I see what Florian's doing? Florian, what are you doing while he thinks?
Dragon's still in the air?
Dragon is still in the air, but coming closer.
How far away?
Oh. A distance? It's kind of like, a dragon that's flying. Kind of hard to tell how quickly they can move, because, dragons.
All right, can I go get the goblins off of Hex without trampling Hex?
Maybe. You can try. This is one of those situations where, like, that 7 to 9, maybe instead of them dealing damage to you, you might accidentally deal damage to Hera. Because it's like
Okay.
success
I
with a
wanna-
consequence. Or you could spend that hold to use one of those special moves, and in that case, you would be able to free her. I would allow you to roll your hack and slash as normal, and there would be no way that you would be able to hurt her because you're using a special move.
Okay, then I want to carefully trample them underfoot.
Okay, go ahead and roll your hack and slash, and we will see what happens.
Carefully trample them.
See? Look at that.
Yes, look at that.
Good news.
Like a bull in an actual china shop. Very graceful.
On a 10 plus, you deal your damage to the enemy and avoid their attack. At your option, you may choose to do a 1d6 extra damage, but expose yourself to the enemy's attack. So at current, you're rolling a d6 and a d4 from the song. Or
The
no,
song
I'm sorry,
didn't go
the
off.
song failed. That's right. You got performance anxiety in front of the dragon. I remember now.
Dude, well, it burns a little.
Can I do I have to do the extra D6 to the same target, or can I get like a few of them?
They don't really have like individual HPs in this situation. It's kind of just like a
'Cause
mob.
what I was hoping to do was kind of like gore them and fling them at the dragon.
The dragon is up in the air flying.
Yeah.
They would have to like Team Rocket blast off to be able to hit the dragon.
I have exposed myself to possible retribution.
Okay. So
Is it
you're,
excited?
you're going to come in on Hera and you're going to knock these away. Several of them are going to not get back up. In the process, two of them are going to jump on your back and start stabbing you with their little spears like go ahead and take 4 points of damage minus your armor.
All right.
and I believe you only had one hold.
That's true.
So, um, when you shift back, do you shift back standing upright, or you shift back down onto like all fours?
Standing.
Okay. So as you shift back, the goblins will fall off of you and just kind of like boom, boom, and like ah.
Hooray.
But they did stab you a little bit.
Something weird is going on with my HP.
Is it that it's going down?
It just says E a lot. I think it tried to divide by something it shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too familiar with this sheet, so I don't know. Hera, you're free.
Sweet.
Genie, you're free.
Let's see. Can I try this?
I don't know. What is it you want to try?
It didn't let me do it.
What are you trying to do? Oh my god, tell me what you're trying to do.
No,
You know-
it won't roll.
Communication is the cornerstone of every good relationship, Hex.
Forget Bamce. I ain't trying to communicate with him for nothing.
I mean, I'm not really sure where you're even trying to communicate me to.
There we go.
Okay. I like this. I like it. Are you trying to use your rope or their rope?
Their rope. I mean, why would I get?
I'm
my
sorry.
rope
Let
out?
me clarify. Your rope, as in the rope they've kind of half like they've got one rope and like knotted around one arm, but the end of the other end isn't attached to anything.
Yeah.
You know.
So like that rope they tried to tie to me, it like I'm trying to get it to like magically uncoil itself and then go tie up,
Sure.
tie around them.
Go ahead and take your roll your fading.
No, that's the scary part.
Well, don't suck at it. P.S. You can totally use your point of edge on your weird Shadowrun rules.
Okay. I only have 1 point left, so I'm very afraid to use it. But,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm just putting it out there in case it happens.
One word. Dragon.
That's what I was thinking.
Includes burning it. Just saying.
Another word. Bunny.
I don't see how that'll be of use in this battle.
Turn the dragon into...
Oh, I forgot the greater than 5.
That's fine.
No.
All right, you don't take any damage this time.
3. Yay, 3.
You're good. You have tied up about 3 joblins in their own ropes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now things are about to get weird.
What is somebody doing in this situation? Some of the dragons, some of the goblins are tying themselves up.
Harrier is going to grab the chief, toss him up, and sort of do an axe kick and drive him into the ground.
Go for it. Roll your...
Okay, sorry about that. It was a little delay.
I mean, that's fine. It rolled 10s twice, so that's fine.
Yep.
Oh my god. Let me, because I gotta ask, right? Do you wish to deal 1d6 damage and expose yourself to the enemy's attack?
No, because I still have a pissed off owl bear behind me.
Sure, that's fine. Remember that mention of Team Rocket earlier? Well, Goblin Chieftain is blasting off again.
And then slammed into the dirt.
Yeah. It's going to take a little bit longer to get to the slamming into the dirt part because, you know, he went up pretty high, but he's going to have a bad day when he hits the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Are you trying to get to your feet as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that
No, that's
I
fine.
was on my feet already. Like, after I when he jumped onto my chest, I thought that he was like grabbing onto me.
I don't know. I still have the idea that you were on the ground, but doesn't matter.
Okay, then insert a little kip up somewhere in that scenario.
Along the process, right?
No, in fact, I just land on him when I kip up.
Nice. Do you go like?
No, but I do a little shake, a little Bruce Lee shake.
Perfect. What's anybody else doing?
Are there more of the little minion goblins around?
Oh, there's tons of them. There's
But
like three.
Hair's fine, and now Ray is the one being menaced.
Ray is currently being menaced. Yes, she can feel ropes being tied around her and all kinds of other terrible things.
Can I reach them with my staff?
I mean, you can move over to them. There's like no movement rates or anything like that.
Oh, all right. I'd like to go see if I can free her from them.
Sure. How are you going to try and free them?
Well, I'm going to try beating the shit out of all of them so they stop tying her up and kind of leave the rest to her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll plus strength.
He is going to try and hit them with his cane.
Good news. You get to roll to deal damage to them.
Oh, fuck. What?
Which I believe is...
I was already clicking over to the experience.
Oh, sorry, I've conditioned you.
Yeah, I don't even know what news is good anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So you kind of bonk the one goblin, and he's gonna like turn around to you and kind of like just stab at you, like. You're gonna go ahead and take 3 points of damage minus your armor.
That sounded like it hurt.
Ow.
It's only like 3 points of damage. It's on you guys. I don't get to go in initiative.
Am I able to, with one down, am I able to struggle to kind of gain ground
Absolutely.
and possibly stabby stab?
Yeah, it sounds like you are trying to hack and slash them.
It is flailing about with a sword.
Look at that. That's what we call rolling good numbers. Do you want to expose yourself to danger or just deal damage?
No, expose self to danger.
Nice. Go ahead and roll your damage plus the extra d6.
And then the d6.
Yep. Nicely done. So you're gonna throw a couple of these goblins off of you, slashing and stabbing and cutting, and they're all gonna kind of scatter out of your way. You're gonna catch probably like 3 of them and murder them. Poor goblins. You know, hashtag Goblin Lives Matter.
We're standing our ground.
Unfortunately, you are going to expose yourself to danger. What's a good way for that danger to show up besides?
Dragon takes a bite out of her leg.
Yeah, dragon kills you.
Doe.
You will feel the brush of wind against you, and you're going to kind of like do that thing where you step forward onto your foot, like, whoa, hold on. And everybody is going to turn and see that the dragon is kind of descending upon you. Some of the goblins are also just going to be blown like a couple of feet away. Some of them are rolling across the ground. They make cute little squeaking noises. What do you guys want to do?
I'm ready to fight.
Harrier is going to finish the second largest, most dangerous animal here, aside from him, and drive his fist into the owlbear's gigantic eye.
Sweet. Roll dice. Let's see what happens.
He jams it into the owlbear's waiting beak.
Correct. So good news. You get to mark XPs. The bad news is right into the gaping maw of this owlbear. And have you ever seen like a snapping turtle eat stuff?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I state that Harrier rolled D10 instead of 2d6 plus his strength? they said.
Oh.
Did I? Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
Yes.
Roll that again.
Okay.
There you go.
And can I keep the damage roll?
I mean, I would allow you to re-roll it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Just because, I need you to roll lower. There you go.
Oh.
And Ooh, go ahead. You know what? No, I'm gonna add that extra d6. Oops.
Wow, you punched it for an extra 16 points of damage?
There we go.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was only 4 off.
Only.
Bams, did you mute yourself again?
Yup, sure did.
I know you so well.
He's just talking up a storm.
Probably. So, did you pull your spear out of this thing beforehand, or?
No, that was with his fist, and now he's just,
So
boot planting the...
is your spear still stuck in this thing?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna punch into this thing's eye, and you're gonna feel something hard and metal and familiar behind it. And as you pull your hand out and covered in gore, it's gonna fall over, and your spear will come free, and this thing is very dead.
Damn right.
What's everybody else doing?
I'm going to attempt to play a healing song on Harrier.
Go ahead and see some dice.
Don't kill me, dude.
If this doesn't work, I might just start using my horn as a bat.
It rolls the same damage. See, look at that. What were you worried about?
Dying.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
It's not really you.
So good news. Well, I should not say good news until it's a good news situation. But yeah, no, you just rolled your d8, and Harrier can regain 5 HPs.
It is good news. I am at full health.
Were you already at full health, or did I beat you up a little bit?
I was at 21 out of 25.
Okay, good. I would have loved to have murdered you, but I have a feeling that that's about to happen. What's anybody up to?
So the concept of transforming into an animal, does it have to be just a natural animal that we would have in our world? Well, no, I tried the owlbear. How about a wyvern?
You could give it a try.
A what?
A wyvern.
Wyvern.
Oh, wyvern. Okay.
Wyvern.
So, if Bamce can't roll dice and act at initiative, if we just sit down and start drinking tea, does everything stop?
Until I ask you to roll to drink tea, and then something goes wrong.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
Good news!
I mean, yay.
You are learning so much from this.
So you're going to attempt to turn into the wyvern, and it's going to start to like the transformation is gonna happen, but the dragon is going to land, and it's going to, you know, look down at you, and as you gain the shape of the wyvern, um, you're going to feel its influence atop you, like compelling you to do things. Um, you will get 2 moves out of this. Poison your foe. And what's a good one?
Teach me how to Dougie.
No, the other one is obey the master. Um, you will have to, like, if you want to stay in wyvern form to fight and fly and do stuff. I will ask for a defy danger with mental fortitude or plus wisdom to not be the thrall of this dragon.
Okay, so if I try to poison him once, I turn back into a person, or I can take a round to just not be dominated.
Yeah, basically because you failed. Like, you got the wyvern form, but I made the wyvern form suck for you. Like, you can try and do if you successfully defy danger, you can spend that hold to poison him.
Okay. Do I know anything about dragons?
I don't know. Why don't you roll plus your intelligence and we'll find out.
Oh dear me.
As you attempt to spout lore. Good news!
Dragons aren't that tough, guys.
Wait a second. That means he got 2 XP. Good job.
I'm learning.
So, you guys can see that Florian is again trying to be something that is not humanoid. What do you guys want to?
Good news. I know nothing about dragons either, apparently. I'm like, they run big corporations, guys.
What is the dragon is standing right over Floyvern?
It's kind of hard to say right over because it is large. It's kind of dominating the entire area. What you'll notice as you give it the look down is it's only got 3 of its limbs on the ground. In the 4th, it is holding what looks like a cage.
Holding a cage.
Yeah.
It's in the cage.
I don't know. That sounds like you're trying to figure things out. If you want to roll plus your wisdom, we'll see what kind of realities you can discern.
All the realities.
All the realities. So you get to go ahead and ask me 3 questions off of that list, Ray.
Where's the list?
It's on the basic moves thing. It is
Yeah.
what happened here recently, what is about to happen, what should I be on the lookout for, what here is useful or valuable to me, who is
That one?
really in control here, and what here is not as it appears to be.
The last 3.
Okay, so what here? Who's really in control here? The dragon demonstrates a very physical presence, but more than that, you can see that Floyvern's eyes are a little glassy, and it's kind of, you get the feeling somewhere, maybe it was in some knowledge that you've learned, maybe it was something along those lines that you know that dragons kind of have a control or an influence over lesser dragonoids.
Okay.
Wish I had known that.
Yeah. You went for it though. So, and it, you know,
A for effort.
that part of the narrative only came into effect because the fail on the dice that you rolled. Because like this shit doesn't have mechanics. What here is
Um,
useful or valuable to me? Um, hmm. Let's come back to that one. What here is not what it appears to be. So these goblins were trying to tie you up, to restrain you guys, to presumably take you to the dragon. But here the dragon has come to you, and it has a cage, and in that cage seems to be the struggling and screaming form of your sister, but you can hear no sound that she makes, or really anything along those lines. It's as if, she was in a bubble of some kind. Um, and then what here is useful or valuable? I'm not sure that there is, unless there is something moderately mundane that you would like to add into the scene.
Is there any gold there?
I mean, the fact that it's her sister in the cage might apply to that.
The cage, does it have a lock, or is it just like completely just a cage?
It's kind of hard to tell because he's kind of got it in his fist, so like a lock or something could be underneath his hand, or you don't have full access to kind of look at it and go about it. It's just kind of he's got it gripped up, but his hand isn't you know person sized. It's only mostly person sized.
That doesn't sound very useful to me.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if there is something that you would like to interject into the scene. Unless that is what you want, unless you want to be able to see that there is a way to open this cage.
Yes, I want to see if there's a way to open that cage.
Okay. So in addition to a lock that you can see on the front of it, there is a weird bit of construction towards the top that looks like a being of great strength could open it that way.
Okay.
So, what should I be on the lookout for?
There's a dragon.
Really, though, dude?
Um, how are you trying to figure things out is the question that I have, because you don't go, I'm going to roll perception. You
As in, how do I best attack the dragon?
so you're looking for a weak spot, and then
Yes.
you rolled a 7, and then you asked which question in relation to a weak spot.
One sec. Is that a specific action?
No, it was just like the discern realities. Is it what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah.
Um. Okay.
Or, like, either a weak point or what non-obvious threat could it pose to me?
Sure. Sure. Um. One of the things that's really dangerous about dragons is that they are basically all business. Up front, you have claws, biting teeth, breath weapons, God knows what else. On the sides, you can be hit with wings and, kind of clawed at. In the back, they could kick at you, or they have a big lashing tail going around here. Um, what you should be on the lookout for is its attention is going to kind of dictate what it can do. Like, it can attack at you from all sides, but it can really only pay attention in one direction. So if you were to set up some kind of distraction, or it's already attacking in one direction and you kind of get around it, with the exception of its tail that just kind of, flails back and forth, you can kind of get in there.
Okay.
So basically have somebody be a giant victim.
Dante's gonna go crazy with his horn and just dance off to the side.
Trying to be a distraction.
Yep.
All right, let's oh man. I feel like you are trying to defend when you stand in defense of a person, item, or location. Because it gives you some hold, and one of the things you can use that hold for is to redirect an attack from a thing or something in the area towards yourself. All right. So with a 7 and 9, you hold 1. As long as you stand in defense of what you are defending, you can spend your hold to either redirect an attack or half an attack's effect or damage. Open up the attacker to an ally, giving them +1 against that guy, or deal damage equal to your level, which you're probably not going to do in this situation.
Okay.
Hera, Florian, what are you guys up to?
Can I fly up behind it
Sure.
and try and stab it? Do I have to do the willpower first?
In order to stab it, like, you can fly around all you want because you're not actually doing anything when you're going to make an aggressive action against it. You can go ahead and roll with plus wisdom to defend yourself with mental fortitude.
Okay, so if I fly around like behind it, does it pay any attention to that, or is it acting like it knows it's got me and doesn't have to worry about me?
It doesn't seem to be paying you any specific attention.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
You may go ahead and roll your hack and slash to poison your foe. Wow.
Nice.
Dude.
Do you wish to expose yourself to danger in order to get an additional d6?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage and your extra d6. Man, let me get a piece of paper because I have a feeling this is going to be relevant. Dagron. And he takes an amount of damage. So you're flying. You're gonna stab it with your little poisony tail, and it's not gonna like lash out at you, but you're gonna feel this crushing force on your brain as it's kind of like a psychic backlash as it just fool. The power of a mind so much more than yours is just crushing. So go ahead and take 5 points of damage, no armor.
Shit.
Yeah.
While this fool is distracted,
Uh-oh.
Harrier
Oh,
is going.
Fool is distracted.
I'm going. Oh,
Oh. Oh. I like where this is heading.
well, that changes my move a bit, but I'm okay with it.
I only got 2 successes, so I'm not that
That's fine.
thrilled with that.
How big of a giant are you thinking?
Like at least something to be like a human-sized equivalent for a dragon.
Edge
Like
it.
something that, you know.
Oh,
big enough-
so you're going like, oh man, what the hell is his name from Super
Ultra
Friends?
Man.
No,
Oh,
you're talking
Apache
about,
Chief.
Apache Chief. Something like that, you know, something big enough to like grapple with the dragon and
Okay,
stuff.
awesome. Are you comfortable with that level of success?
I shouldn't be, but I don't want to burn the edge.
Okay.
you're not gonna burn it.
The edge.
Bend it.
Just do it.
Just spend the edge.
Come on.
Well, there is another roll coming up.
Can't spend it when you're dead.
True.
It is up to you, Hera. Or I guess I should say Hex, since we're doing Shadowrun for the moment.
You know, you could burn it. He said you weren't going to burn it, but you could burn it.
And then have 0 edge,
No, hit.
or no, 1 edge.
Yeah.
No, I'd have 1 edge. But like if I spend it right now, I have 0 to roll for later. So I want to save that just in case I get something.
Sure.
Crap.
Go ahead and roll your fade resist. Are you comfortable with that level of success?
I shouldn't be, but I will.
Okay. Go ahead and
Because the
take
damage is coming.
7 points of damage.
Oh!
As Harrier, you know, and you're gonna feel as each step you take is getting heavier and heavier, and you seem to be getting farther and farther from the ground. Your spear growing in size with you. You're now about, what do you guys think, like 18 foot tall?
How tall is the dragon?
Uh,
Sounds fair.
as it is like more or less quadrupedal at this moment, it's the top of its head is probably, let's say, about 18 foot tall.
Okay.
Uh,
Right.
Convenient.
right? Let's go with 20. I like 20. 20 is an even
There you
number.
go.
What are you doing, Harrier?
Okay, it's quadrupedal right now.
Uh, it's got the cage in one hand, and the other three are on the ground.
But yeah, but I mean in a quadrupedal position. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Harrier is going to run forward, leap up, and jam his glaive-like spear into the base of the dragon's skull, where the spine meets the skull itself.
All right, let's see what happens. Go ahead and roll. Throw an additional +2 on because you're now huge.
Okay. And so that would be a 7.
Man, thanks for that boost. Go ahead and roll your damage.
And that would be a 3.
I was debating on which way to do this. Go ahead and roll an additional d10 as we will now double your damage.
That would be. I mean, just a damn tragedy, but
I-
that would be a 5.
So I got some bad news. You're gonna kind of like come at it, and it's gonna see what kind of happens here, and it's gonna raise up one of its other front paw, and it's gonna go to try and like stop you, swat away. It's gonna fail. You're gonna still continue to deal damage, but you're gonna like pierce your spear through its palm. I don't know how that works
Okay.
when you're a semi-quadrupedal, semi-bipedal dragon.
Claw?
Sure. It will roar in pain. You did 5 points of damage.
I'm gonna redirect it towards me if I could.
Oh, it's counterattack?
Yeah.
The other side effect of Hex making you huge is I didn't reduce the damage you deal by his armor. So you're like +2 to hit, double dice roll damage, and you ignore its thing because I hurt him a lot in the process.
What do you mean?
So
I took 7 points of damage for that one.
Oh, okay. So I kind of have some degree of invincibility.
No.
you will have some armor as well if you take damage, but something else is
Okay.
happening in this particular situation. To kind of explain it a little bit more to Hex, because the magnitude of the effect you were going for was so big, and you rolled so
Yes.
shitty on the cast,
Yes,
as
I
it
did.
were. It made the damage higher, and then you rolled like shit on the fade. So
I know. I couldn't get a good roll to save my life.
you had edge. You could have tried to get a good roll, but you decided to be a bitch.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, hey.
Oh, I might need it when I'm already dead.
Just calls it like he sees it.
Right? So
Nut up, dude.
the dragon is gonna like. You're
I
gonna.
don't see you spending edge.
He doesn't have
I
edge.
can't. I always do. Don't come at me, son.
Damn! I didn't realize it was like that. Hang on to your hold graph because the dragon is not attacking him. One of the things I get to do is, an attack can be a number of things. It could be disarming you, it could be knocking you prone, it could be putting you in danger in some indirect fashion, it could be lighting you on fire. In this situation, it is going to look over at Hex, who is in some kind of pain from whatever it is that she just did. And its scaly, beady eyes are going to narrow. Hex, it very obviously knows what you are doing. And then it's going to take its mouth and bite onto the top of the cage and twist it open. What are you guys going to do?
I want to leap up using a goblin's back to give me purchase and get onto that cage and try to get my sister out.
Okay.
Dex?
This does sound like you are attempting to defy danger by getting out of the way or acting fast. Not necessarily your danger, more so her danger. But yes, go ahead and roll, and we'll see what happens.
And then potentially simultaneously.
Good news! You get to mark some XPs.
Thank you.
The bad news, unfortunately, is that you're gonna end up like on the cage as well, and the dragon's gonna hit it back like a double shot. Like he's gonna take that cage and he's gonna go as if to drink out of it to shake your sister into his mouth, and you're going to go with him. So the two of you are now in his mouth with his large teeth, kind of like bars on a new cage for the both of you. But hey, you got your sister.
Yay, reunited.
Yeah,
And it feels so good.
Until I die.
Harrier slams his shield into the dragon's the back of the dragon's head, hopefully popping the two out
Sure.
and hurting the dragon.
Let's see that hack and slash. We know how this is going to go, given the rest of the night, right?
And this is +2. Or do I get a bonus? I don't remember.
You get your normal strength, and then you will also get
Okay.
a +2 because you are giant.
Huge. Oh, jeez.
6.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
So you
Awesome.
you bring your shield down to kind of just like block this thing on the back of the neck, and it's going like, oh. Normally, you know, that's not a bad thing, but when you've got two people in your mouth, it's kind of like, oh.
Thanks.
Looks like we're gonna have to do some surgery.
Ray, could you go ahead and roll to defy danger plus your constitution? Just so I have an idea in my mind about how...
Oh.
Man, okay. I'll just put that in the back of my head for later. You know, in case somebody rolls a botch and I get to make another horrible move to you guys. Florian. Haven't heard from you in a while.
When I poisoned him, did I turn back into me, or am I still a wyvern?
You were flying, right?
I was like trying to get on his back.
If you want, you can totally turn back into a person and fall onto his back. That is very cinematic and cool.
I would like to do this.
It'd be cooler if you turned into like a giant squid onto his back.
Well,
And you could
if I
suckle
can turn
him.
into, if I can turn into, and so here's the thing about the Sapphire Isles.
Uh-huh.
Is that it's tourism is one of their more thriving industries.
Are you going to turn into a Japanese man with a camera?
Or ugly American.
What happens is that people will come from around to commission their sea captains to take them out whale watching.
Okay.
So I'd like to turn into a blue whale.
Uh-oh.
Let's see some dice.
No, don't fail.
Can he shoot napalm out of his blowhole?
Maybe. Hey!
Whoa!
That's actually really good.
Congratulations, you have successfully become enormous. This is going to take just a scotch of time, just due to the raw mass that you are attempting to transform.
Yeah.
You get
And while... Sorry, go ahead.
and you will get 3 hold. You will gain the moves of breach, crush beneath weight.
To breach the dragon.
What are good other whaley things?
Flop
I mean,
about.
I'm
Napalm
gonna
out
be
the
on.
ball.
I'm gonna be on land here in a second, so crush beneath weight is really all I'm going for.
Uh,
Panic Greenpeace.
no, I got water spout because that's a Pokemon move.
Napalm blowhole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Napalm blowhole.
You're the one with the STD, dude.
Oh,
Well, give me a couple minutes.
that hurts. That hurts me deep down inside.
Is it because of the
him too,
laughter?
though, so.
Um, yeah, I think those three will work because it'll. We can give you swallow whole too if you want to eat something that's smaller than you, which is. Um, so those of you that are not 20 foot tall or inside a dragon's stomach,
Ugh.
you're gonna you're gonna see Florian change back from his flying form after stabbing this dragon and fall onto its back.
Can he be in like an elbow drop position?
I mean, he
Yeah,
can.
that's kind of what I was.
It's probably not going
Okay.
to do anything, but he can totally elbow drop the dragon if he wants.
I mean, it's just image. That's how
Yeah.
I picture.
And then you're going to see this bubbling blue mass start to like just expand upon the back of it. Harrier being the one directly in front of this thing and more or less wrestling with it. You're going to see that it's going to shift its weight and just kind of like as the blue mass swells, it's going to tip more and more towards the ground. We haven't heard from Graf in a little bit. Besides being slack-jawed at this, what are you doing?
Well, I really think I've only got one good option.
Free Willy theme.
Pull out the pipe leaf again.
You just gonna smoke it?
Yep. Maybe pull out those dungeon rations I got too.
Okay, a little pack of munchies and a little pipe.
Pretty much, yeah. That sounds about right.
Does he carry the fatty smoke leaf J's behind his ear?
No, he probably keeps them in his backpack, unless he's holding it for a couple minutes.
Does he have like one of those little asshole cigarette metal cases that he keeps them in?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
He has like for the shotgun shells, those little loops. Except they're just filled with J's, just filled with
Nice.
blunts, man.
Okay. So just figured I'd check in to see if you wanted to do anything besides get high.
I mean, I could play some music while I do it, but
Sure.
can't do much else.
Can you get the dragon high?
I don't think he has enough pipe leaf for that.
It's very strong.
So who wants to do something besides smoke?
And be
Um,
digested.
Can this happen?
Can what happen?
Oh, I forgot to put that in there. Oh no, I'm doing edge on that one. Fuck that.
Into Epicac and have hair. So you're gonna force it to vomit?
It just tried to eat two people, so yeah, that might help.
Okay. And did you say you were edging that?
Hoping. Yeah, I'm going to edge that.
Okay.
Oh yay!
So you got 3? Go ahead and roll your fading?
Oh, I'm gonna take so much fade.
Maybe. We'll see. You're killing me, man.
Well, I know. 5.
No, you're not gonna take any fade for this.
Okay.
Mostly because in addition to the vomit-inducing chemical that it's being force-fed. Paint a picture for me, Hex. How does this look?
Vomits fire.
Hex is gonna kind of dig into her bag, pull out some herbs, and then just magically in a puff of like green and black smoke, it's gonna turn into almost like a weird thing they've never seen before, but it's almost like some sort of like plastic cylindrical looking, artificial looking type thing. And she's going to, it's going to be like something that sits in both of her hands. Like it's huge.
Is it
She
a
has to
super
hold it
soaker?
No, it's like a round cylindrical football shaped, object. It looks almost artificial and almost like a plastic type look to it.
Okay.
It's not necessarily plastic. And she's going to throw this, like, just kind of toss it with both hands towards Harrier, screaming, "Feed it this."
Okay, so you're not actually putting it in the dragon now. You're gonna have Harrier do that.
I kind of figured that was the way to work it.
Sure. No, I just you get to cheat, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, then instead of that, it's like a weird, horrible, like almost.
You want to just materialize it inside the dragon's stomach?
No, it's gonna be like a. I'm trying to think if they'd have a medieval form of this, but I guess not. It's sort of like, I guess, like a measuring funnel that you'd like measure sand or like fine gold powder or something with,
Uh-huh.
maybe fresh diamonds, and all of a sudden this liquid just starts, this like brown liquid just is like squeezed out of all these roots or something, and it just sort of pours into the dragon's mouth.
Oh.
You're beer bonging the dragon Ipecac.
Kind of, yes. But I didn't want to quite say I'm beer bombing the dragon.
Chug!
But nevertheless, yeah. I'm kind of beer bonging the dragon Epicac.
So Harrier, you're gonna see that this is happening. The dragon looks very confused.
So does Harrier. I like to think that our eyes like meet in a moment of like, what?
What the actual fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Florian, would you like to spend one of those hold to perhaps crush beneath weight?
Yes.
Okay. So you have finally come to your full ridiculous size that is the blue whale of the Sapphire Isles. Perhaps why they are named as such, either the whales for the isles or the isles for the whales, who knows. This dragon is not going to be able to support your weight because, for one, it's been poisoned. For two, it's been stabbed and cut and had its bell rung and beer bonged Ipecac. And it's going to kind of like...
Which also has potential cardiac effects as well as the vomit thing.
Yeah,
So
no,
you know.
it's a lot of bad things for him.
And it is pretty stressed right now.
Yeah. So it is going to... do you want to go ahead and roll your damage? And we'll see how much just raw damage it takes in addition to the wonderful effects of being crushed beneath your weight. 5. That's a good number. You can feel its body starting to convulse, and all of us will hear the wonderful sound of something like getting ready to vomit.
Like you.
Or is it like a cat about to hork up a hairball?
Yes. Harrier or probably Harrier or Ray. Nah, much less Ray, but Harrier. What you got, bro?
I would like to step out of the way of the stream,
Okay.
but also grab the dragon's neck and sort of like force it closer to the ground so that they don't like fall to their deaths in the stream of vomit.
Sure.
That would be a wonderful way to go, right?
Do you want
It's
to
actually on my top 10 fears.
projectile vomited to your death?
Yes.
Do you want to go ahead and roll your let's just do plus strength in this situation? Probably as a defy danger, you can take your +2 in addition for being a giant. As you attempt to manhandle this dragon by the neck.
Okay. 12, baby.
Nicely done, sir. So you do what you set out to do. The threat does not come to bear. You have this dragon in what is more or less a headlock, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of wrestling it to the ground as it just kinda
No splatter.
no splatter. And it's making hairball emotions. It's having a bad day. Who wants to do something? You could spend another hold to continue crushing this beneath your weight and just roll damage if you wish, rather than having to make a attack roll.
Just get real comfortable.
That actually sounds like a decent thing to do.
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your damage, sir.
Fuck.
Well, every little bit, right? Harrier? Graf, right?
I mean, I'm currently trying to keep the dragon's head down.
Well, you could go from a
Punch it in
headlock.
the side.
You know what I'd like to do? I would like to sort of force open its mouth so that they don't hit the teeth.
Sure. That sounds like another strength roll to get this thing like a gator.
And that would be an 11.
Nicely done, sir. So, with the way nice and safely clear, with all of the sound and fury of a cat horking up a hairball, and that, like, disappointment as it just, like, bleh, comes out. The form of a young woman comes out covered in bile and stomach acids and ipecac and all of that other good stuff, and is laying on the ground, looking gross.
Can I water spout them clean?
Absolutely.
Hey, we found a good use for water spout.
How would I do that?
You just spend a hold and say you do it. You just kind of like roll your giant whale form to the side, because that's really all
Okay.
you can do. And
Then I'm gonna roll off of the dragon and water spout them clean as I turn back into me.
excellent. Hex, you will notice as you look upon this woman that she is alight with green and black.
My question is, should we do one thing at a time first? Should we take care of the dragon first before we handle the young woman?
What
I
would
mean,
you-
while I'm here, I can just snap its neck.
While I'm here.
It's not out of the way or anything.
Yeah, it's
It's having a picture of Harrier holding the dragon's hair back while it vomits.
And
No,
then
while
ripping
you're
its
there-
head off or something.
No,
like, is
since
there
you're
anything
holding
you
its
could
teeth
use to
open,
take a
you
selfie?
gotta try and King Kong that sucker like you did the T-Rexes. Apparently no one saw that movie but me.
Yeah, if you wanna try and just crank this thing's head off, you can totally attempt to do that.
So
Actually,
that's what Harrier needs to do, is just like
yeah.
split it like the T-Rexes in King Kong.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Since I'm already holding open its mouth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to keep on pulling and basically just snap its head in two.
Let's see that plus strength roll for your hack and slash.
10.
Nice. Do you wish to expose yourself to danger to get an additional d6?
I really want to expose myself.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll 2d10 plus 2d6 plus... Well, that's it.
What are you, Graf?
So 15, 17 points of damage. Do you want to describe what happens as you open this dragon's neck like a zipper?
Yes. Although it's not quite like that. Harrier, already having a good grip on the dragon's maw and having pulled apart his jaw, just keeps going, keeps pulling, and with a horrifying crunching crack, like that sound that you get when you're breaking down a chicken, that odd popping noise. The dragon's jaw is ripped free and it collapses. No. I'm just very descriptive. I'm killing a dragon. Don't you judge me, madam.
I'm judging you.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I don't hold you in high regard, Bam. So you can judge away.
I mean, that's all I do, basically.
Yeah,
And with
it's
that,
kind of your thing.
let's go ahead and take our second break before we come back and wrap this up.